Madeline, and her name's Zoe.
And we're gonna make a Mississippi mud cake.
And the first thing we need to do is preheat the oven to 325 degrees. And we need to grease a 9x13 pan. So you can see we've already greased the pan over here. It's ready to go. Now we just need to preheat our oven.
Now we're going to put 1.5
sticks.
1.5 sticks of butter. That means a half of butter. This much. You don't need to take the wrapper off when you cut it. If you want, you can. And now we're gonna peel it off.
I'm tired.
Find if the butter gets on your hand because this is just baking.
Okay, and are you gonna put it in the bowl?
Yep.
And then that's 1/2, and then we need a full stick of butter because we need 3/4 of a cup of butter, which equals 1 1/2 sticks. We're gonna put it into a microwavable bowl.
That microwavable bowl means a bowl that you can use to microwave.
That's right.
It's plastic though.
Well, this is a special type that's okay to use in the microwave.
Oh, it's harder. It's like metal. Beep.
Great. And then we also add the chocolate. So we need
Can I do the chocolate?
2 ounces of bittersweet chocolate chopped up. Now, bittersweet chocolate is not particularly sweet. So let's get the chocolate and add it to the butter.
Can I try the chocolate?
Well, we'll see.
2 ounces.
That's 2 ounces? Yeah. 2 ounces of chocolate. Now, what are we going to do with it?
We're going to put it in a bowl and just, before we put it in the bowl, we're going to break it up to like several, not several, that means just 2 or 3, like 1,000 pieces, like a lot of pieces.
Okay.
Oh, can I do this one?
Sure. Sounds good. Teamwork is always good when you're cooking.
You want to get to the little cracks, that's where you want to get it.
Oh, does it have lines in it that makes it easier?
Yep.
Look at that.
Now I'll probably try one.
You'll probably try one? Well, let's not try one from that because we need the full 2 ounces. So we do have
hand.
Yeah, so we do have some extra bars for tasting. All right, so put all of that into the bowl.
One.
The chocolate smells good.
Can you do this one?
You can do it. I know you can. Come on, muscles.
I have strong hands.
Okay, good. All right, so once you put all the chocolate and the butter in there, you're gonna microwave it on high for 1 minute and 30 seconds, but you need to stop it every 30 seconds to stir. So we're gonna do that, and while we're doing that, Madeline and Zoe might just decide that they wanna taste this bittersweet chocolate.
I'll try. If it's a little bit good, I'll probably take 2 pieces.
Yummy.
If it's good, I can ask Mama if I can take 2 pieces. If it's disgusting, I'll probably just have 1 piece probably.
We're gonna taste the bittersweet chocolate.
I'm scared to taste it. It's not bad.
Not bad?
It's good.
It's good? Oh, we've got 2 dark chocolate fans here in the White household. That's good news.
Now we're gonna stir it.
So we took it out after the first 30 seconds. So can you stir and show us what it looks like? Oh, so it's starting to melt, but it's maybe not
We
totally
might have
melted.
to put it in the microwave somewhere.
Right, the directions tell us to microwave for 30 more seconds, 2 more times.
Well,
All right, I think it's ready. Let's put it in for 30 more seconds.
Okay, what if you need...
All right, we've put it in another 30 seconds. It looks even more melted.
This bowl's
It might need another 30 seconds.
Don't try not to touch the bowl.
That's gonna be my
If you're
time.
cooking this, if you're a little kid cooking with your mom and dad, try not to touch the bowl if you're a little kid.
But
So the
if
bowl's hot?
you
Yeah,
try,
I do that because I want to do this because it's hot.
but try the
It might
chocolate
burn
and eat one of the marshmallows. So now Zoe washed her hands because she touched it.
Oh, okay, but we put it in for another round, and it looks like it's just about ready. Will you stir it for us,
And
Madeline?
don't you remember what I said? You can eat one piece of chocolate
Oh,
and
good
eat
Lord.
one piece of the marshmallows.
We'll leave it up to their mom and dad.
Okay. If you want.
Like Meredith's mom and
But
dad.
you
Okay,
can
keep stirring.
only make it have one marshmallow if your mom and dad let you. This kind of looks like weird right now, but
What does it
Looks
look
like
like?
hot chocolate.
Like hot chocolate? That's true. It looks like soup, almost like chocolate soup.
yeah. I just cracked the eggs, and now it's pretty messy because there are a lot of eggshells in there, and you want 4 eggs. If there's an eggshell in there, I know this sounds pretty disgusting and boring, but you just had to, don't you want to just get a spoon and get it? Well, that's not how the eggshell, that's not how it works. You want to put your hand in and then pull it out. Why you know why I'm not putting my hand in? So I just wash my hands.
Right. Anytime we deal with raw eggs, we need to wash our hands afterward. And parents that are watching, try to help set your kids up for success. So I gave Zoe 2 bowls, 1 bowl to put the eggs in once she'd cracked them, and one to put the shells in. It's just helpful to help them organize their thinking as they go about the baking process. And then Madeline is measuring 1.5 cups of white granulated sugar.
And then we're going to do the half of this cup again.
Right, so you're working on the 1 cup first. You're almost full. And I gave Madeline a spoon to help her to be successful with scooping it out. And Madeline's gonna keep scooping. Zoe, will you add your eggs into the chocolate mixture now?
Oh yeah. Do I still need to wash my hands after this?
Nope, not if you don't touch the raw eggs. Thank you. Awesome. And now you'll go put the dirty bowl in the sink, and you'll go throw away the eggshells. Madeline, how you coming? That looks like you've got your 1 cup of sugar ready. A little bit more.
Tiny.
All right, will you add the 1 cup of sugar to the bowl, please?
We're gonna count it. Excuse me, Mommy.
All right, and now she's gonna measure 1/2 cup of white sugar and add that as well.
Oh no.
Now Madeline's gonna add 1/2 cup. And we are going to, according to the instructions, we are going to whisk all of the ingredients together.
Can I whisk?
Of course, let's go grab a whisk. Okay, Madeline is gonna whisk the eggs, the chocolate, and the white granulated sugar together.
Can I
You
go now?
wanna use?
Yeah,
You wanna use a very big whisk.
yeah, because it's a big bowl of stuff.
Yeah, and the recipe tells us to
It
use a
looks
big
so
whisk.
pretty. It looks like
A
the
whisk is really
galaxy.
helpful when you've got eggs because a whisk helps to break up the eggs and split up the yolks.
It looks like a galaxy.
A galaxy, that's a neat idea.
If you have kids with you, you probably won't think this is good, and you probably won't follow the instructions and probably use a bit little whisk for the kids to whisk. But that's part of the recipe, so you want to use a big whisk.
Now we need to mix all of the dry ingredients into a separate bowl. Zoe, what are you going to add?
I'm gonna add 1 of these red cups. That's
1/4?
1/4 and 1/5.
No, a full cup.
I mean 1 full cup.
Mm-hmm. So 1 1/4 cups of flour. And Madeline is measuring out the cocoa
I'm
powder.
going to use a tablespoon.
How many tablespoons of cocoa powder do you need to add? Do you remember?
Mama,
6.
Mama, can you
And-
hand me the knife?
Sure. So Madeline's going to show you the method for making sure she doesn't add too much cocoa powder. So she scoops a tablespoon, and then what do?
You use the knife and scoop that part off.
You slide the knife across so that you level it out, and there you go. And Madeline's going to count to make sure she adds 6.
1. Do I have to put it in this bowl?
Yes, please.
1. Oh, that looks like a...
And Zoe did the same thing with her flour. She leveled it off. That looks very level.
That looks like a muffin inside there.
And now Zoe's going to add it to the dry ingredient bowl.
Looks like now chocolate and vanilla ice cream.
Huh, that's a neat observation.
Yeah, and the
But the
black
ice
ones
cream.
look like chocolate.
And Zoe, now you're going to do the
cream
one,
that's like
the 1 cup.
Powder.
Yeah. And let me know if there's not enough flour in there, Zoe, because we have another bowl.
Oh no, we forgot something. Wait, did I do 2?
You did 2.
1, 2.
It's important to remember how much you're counting, right?
Sometimes I forget a lot.
Well,
She did 2. I thought she did 2, Mama.
that's right. 3.
3. I think I'm gonna sneeze. I hope I won't sneeze.
Zoe, that looks good. I wonder if you could level it off there.
So I did 3, so 4th one. My 4th one, right?
And you see how Zoe's leveling it off inside the bag to keep it from making a big mess?
5. That's big.
There's not enough room.
Not enough? You still need a little bit more flour?
Not a little bit more room.
Wait, am I doing my 5th one?
4, right? Isn't that 4?
No, 5. My 5th.
Okay.
My last one.
I know this is how much I need. Where's that other old?
Hey, Mama.
Great. So we've done the flour and the cocoa powder.
Oh, my
And
God.
now what's next? It says we need 3/4 teaspoon of baking powder and a dash of salt. So let's get those, girls. Madeline is now going to add 3/4 of a
Wait.
teaspoon.
Wait, you mean 4 of these scoops?
No, we have 1/2, so 1 of the red and 1 of the silver. The
Oh.
silver is 1/4
I'm doing.
and the red is 1/2, and 1/2 plus 1/4 equals 3/4.
Mama,
Why?
why does every time we need like sometimes different sizes of baking powder?
Well, because with baking you have to be very careful and measure. They have tested it out
No.
see.
Like why do we need like because the height?
Oh, different recipes? Yeah,
Like
different
different
recipes
heights?
call for different levels of rising. And
Oh,
this
that's
cake,
pretty.
this cake is going to rise a little bit more. This is a 1-layer cake.
I
And in
did
the
two-
past we've made
I did-
2 layers.
Dash of salt. Now we're gonna add a little bit of salt. A dash, I mean.
A dash is just a tiny bit in your hand.
Let me put, Mama, put the camera.
Will you put it in the bowl, please?
See how much I have? That's a dash.
Why
There
do we
you
need
go.
salt?
Salt adds just a little bit of flavor to it, and it cuts the sugar so it's not too sweet. And salt also helps to mitigate the baking powder so that it doesn't rise too high. Now we're going to mix all of these dry ingredients together. So will you take that spoon right next to you, Madeline?
Me?
Mama,
Yep,
what
and
happened?
mix those together
What spoon?
gently.
This one?
That one.
Mama, what happens if we didn't add baking soda?
Baking powder, if you didn't add it, then the cake would not rise. It would just stay really flat.
I mean, like what happens if we didn't add salt?
This is.
Well, if you didn't add salt, the flavor might taste a little bit different,
little bit
and
too sweet?
it might the cake might rise a little bit too high and then
It's
get
like-
too fluffy.
Gonna add a dry ingredients and put it into the chocolate and use it with this.
And mix it with a spoon. All right, will you
big
dump
spoon.
them in, please?
Why a spoon, Mama?
Well, this recipe calls for a spoon instead of a mixer.
Come on, the mixer's finer than a spoon, right, Mama?
Well, the mixer is kind of fun, you're right.
Maureen spoon.
Well, some recipes don't want you to over mix it because it can make the batter
You want
tough.
me to mix it now?
Yes, please. So some recipes tell you to use a spoon because you're less likely to over mix the batter. And sometimes, like I said, if you over mix the batter, it makes the cake too tough. Is it getting tougher to stir as it gets thicker, Madeline?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you want to take a break and give Zoe a turn?
Not right now.
Yes, please.
Not right now.
Malin.
I can talk.
That looks like.
How about 3 more stirs and then Zoe gets a turn?
This is like cookie dough.
It
No,
does. I like
now,
pudding.
Right now it looks like. It's not like pudding. Looks like
Cookie dough?
slime.
Oh,
But really a little bit stickier slime.
You mean the
like-
wild?
I'm stirring it, and it's tougher than I thought it would be.
and you want to make sure to
It's
scrape the
actually
sides.
less-
So scrape the extra powder off the sides to mix
Wait,
that in.
it's actually not tougher than I thought it would be. It's actually less tough than I thought it would be, but Madeline thought it would be tough.
Well, my sister's stronger than me.
I think you're both pretty strong.
She's stronger than me. She used 10-pound weights.
We're putting in 1 teaspoon of vanilla.
And right now I'm shaking. I'm worried it will spill.
You mean vanilla extract?
You got it.
See,
And
it
then
says
we need to
vanilla
add the pecans and fold both the vanilla and the pecans into the mixture.
Can I do the pecans?
Sure,
I
and
can
it calls for 1 cup of pecans. So let's open the wrapper and measure 1 cup of those pecans.
I can only smell the vanilla in here.
Oh, it's so fragrant, isn't it?
I can only.
All right, Madeline is measuring a cup of pecans. It said chopped pecans, but honestly, I just found halved pecans, so it really doesn't matter all that much. We could chop them up, but we're going to be a little bit lazy today and just put in the halves.
Yeah, we're tired.
All right, is it full?
Yep.
All right. Now, go ahead and put it in. Do you remember the instructions say to fold in the pecans and the vanilla? Do you girls remember how to fold?
Yeah.
You do? You take the spoon
And this
to the bottom of the pan.
it up
Bottom
and then
of the-
flip it over.
You got it. And flip it over. So you scoop all the way down underneath
But just don't go very high and flip it over.
and flip it. That's right. Deep down at the bottom of the bowl.
It's okay if it does
and
not attach.
Flip.
It's okay if it doesn't attach, right?
Mm-hmm. So this
Good.
might require just a little bit of adult help here with the folding.
It doesn't have to be fun. It doesn't have to be like, what's it called?
Perfect.
Perfect?
Perfect. It doesn't
That's
have
right.
to be.
It does not. It'll taste delicious either way. Okay, now I'm going to help hold the bowl so
We're
that
gonna
Madeline
scoop it
and
in.
Zoe can scoop it in. So Zoe, I'm going to hold the bowl because it's kind of heavy.
This cake was bigger than I expected.
Mommy,
You ready?
you know that I'm Madeline.
Really?
I am.
This is definitely a 2-person job. Let me help you with the last little bits there.
Oh, let me.
It can get a little tricky. Oh, thanks, Zoe. Great teamwork, everybody.
The bowl's hiding us, Mama.
And then once we get all the batter in here,
Mama.
what do you think we're going to do with the batter once we get it all in here?
Put
We're
it
gonna-
in the oven.
Well, look at
We're
the
gonna spread it
pan
out.
first, though. That's right. We need to spread it out first.
Silly
And
me.
then we're gonna add the marshmallows.
It looks like mud.
It does look, but it's called a Mississippi mud cake, so I think it should look like mud, right? You can definitely eat some marshmallows. All right, so Madeline, will
like
you
mud.
be in charge of spreading it out?
Looks
With the pan?
just
So
like
how about mommy's in charge of the marshmallows?
Mama, I think that bowl was hiding us.
This feels so cool.
That bowl was definitely hiding us, wasn't it, Mama?
Mm-hmm. All right.
Mama, why do you have to pause it?
Can I help, Mama?
This smells like.
And Madeline is still spreading it out. It takes work, doesn't it?
This smells like vanilla chocolate.
They can't see her eyes, Mama.
All right.
Does that look good,
So it looks
Mama?
like it's almost all spread
Mama,
out.
Here, how about look?
And then our next instruction
Now in here.
is that we don't yet put on the marshmallows, girls. We need to bake it first
What?
for 20 minutes, and then we cover the top with the marshmallows
I
and bake it for 2 more minutes.
This smells like chocolate vanilla.
Yum. All right, you ready to put it in the oven? Who's going to carry it over and put it in the oven?
Me.
How about we let Zoe do it because you just spread it out so beautifully. I know. Here, Zoe, you ready? Let's carry it over.
No. Oh my God,
All right, I'll help you by opening the oven, and you're going to put it on the middle rack right there, right this top one.
I'm okay.
And we need to put it in the middle of the oven, so on a baking rack there.
Where do I put the spoon?
I bet you saw
Well,
what I just
now we're gonna
did.
clean up a little bit. Ready to clean?
Can I clean? Can I do
just saw what I
As you can see, we've made a little bit of a mess, but we've actually been a lot cleaner on this baking adventure than we have in the past. I think that means we're getting better. So let's get some cloths, girls, and wipe down the countertop. Looks like you're ready to go, Madeline.
Ooh, Papa left that.
Zoe, you ready to go too?
Ooh.
We got teamwork.
Our table gets dirty a lot.
Not dirty last time. Last time it was so dirty.
Last time the floor was super dirty, everything. I mean, I think this means we're getting a lot better, don't you think?
Yeah.
And if you're doing that, and if you're watching our video and doing it, maybe you're getting better.
That's right. Absolutely, Madeline. We hope you're learning with us.
Probably.
Next, we're going to measure out the ingredients for the icing, which they tell us in the instructions to go ahead and prepare the chocolate frosting while the cake is baking.
That's a 4.5 cup of
A
cocoa.
fourth of a cup of cocoa powder.
We're gonna
So
have to
close.
clean this up again.
Well, unfortunately, this won't make too much of a mess. And Madeline's going to add a half of a cup of butter, which is 1 stick of butter.
Is this a half? But this is bad. It's a bad
That is. Thanks, so.
Wait, do I put in the same?
So you're going to put in the full stick. And then Zoe, will you pour in the third of a cup of milk that's already measured out?
Oh, like in here?
Uh-huh. And you can see we're putting it into a saucepan because the instructions ask us to heat it over medium heat until the butter is melted, which they think is about 2 minutes. So we have all of these ingredients that are in the saucepan on medium heat. Madeline's going to stir it very gently.
And grab a chair and
If you're young.
if your microphones.
Yeah, if you're
All right.
little,
Will you stir it very gently, Madeline?
If you're small, if you're a little bit, if you're smaller, if you're like 6-year-old and younger than you, if you're like a little kid, then get a step stool.
But you always want to be really careful
I'm a big kid, but I'm not as tall.
so you don't burn yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So it tells us to do this for about 2 minutes.
Hold
And then
this-
after it's all melted, after the butter is all melted,
So
then-
you see this part that I'm holding, hold that up.
yes, hold the handle so you
Be
don't get
careful.
burned. But then
Be
once
very
all the butter is melted, Madeline, let us know when all the butter is melted. And then it wants us to turn the heat up to medium high so we can bring the mixture to a boil. A boil means that it starts to bubble.
Is it fine if I chop the?
Yeah, you can break up the butter a little bit to help it melt.
Can I return next, Madeline? Can I return now?
Sure.
Not right now.
Madeline, I think it's a great time to give Zoe a turn.
Wait, let me try to chop this part up.
I'll get into my face.
All right, time to give Zoe a turn.
This is the waiter chair, Madeline.
The very big
Look,
one.
do you see what I'm doing? Put the butter like here on the side to,
Oh,
to
they
melt.
can't see quite in there. So why don't you come over here so your sister can have a turn?
Mamma mia! Ma.
Great, thanks Zoe. You want to make sure it stays on the flame and do it gently. Is all the butter melted now?
No, see, Mama?
Oh, still a little bit, so keep stirring it gently. But it does look like it's starting to bubble, so it is starting to boil.
What does boil mean?
That means that it's starting to bubble. Can you see the bubbles happening in there?
Oh yeah, I thought that. Can I have a turn? Can I have a turn, Mama?
No, I think we're good. I mean, it's been boiling for almost a minute now. And then it says we don't want to ever play or fight around the flame. All right, we're gonna turn it off now. Thank you, Zoe. So let's all get down and then follow the next step. The instructions tell us we need to add 16 ounces, which is 2 cups of powdered sugar into this chocolate mixture. So Zoe's gonna measure the powdered sugar for us and add it in. And then the instructions also say to whisk the powdered sugar into the mixture.
Mama,
It also tells us to add the vanilla. So Madeline, while she's waiting, is going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla.
Mama,
Madeline, would you measure the vanilla and pour it in?
this little spoon. Can I use this little spoon to help?
All right, Madeline added the vanilla. Zoe is still measuring out the powdered sugar.
I'm ready to whisk.
Zoe added the first cup of powdered sugar. You can see, so Madeline's going to start whisking it and the vanilla. And Zoe, there's just a little bit left in this
It's
one.
still hot, so you have to hold the handle still.
All right, it's a little tricky when you're trying to get it out of the bottom.
You want me to whisk it?
All right, yes, please. Go ahead and get started. Zoe's going to add a second cup. Here, Zoe. Here's the rest of, here's a new sugar to add.
Okay.
I see you eating the sugar.
Is that sugar?
Yep.
Can I try?
Hey, Zozo, come on.
Pass them over to your side.
You can certainly try some powdered sugar when you're done, Madeline.
So cool.
Oh, mercy.
Looks like mud.
Wow, that looks like a mountain of sugar.
This
Now
looks like
look.
mud. This looks like mud.
Yeah, keep mixing.
That's the slow.
Yay!
That looks great, Zoe. Will you add that
You
in?
want me to do
A
it
little bit more,
medium?
and that's almost.
Keep whisking.
This is so cool.
Looks great,
It's
Zoe.
like
I think that looks great.
It's like the
All
galaxy.
right, you ready?
It's very good.
And so Madeline's going to keep whisking that together.
This is like
And then it'll be ready to go as soon as the cake comes out.
oh.
It says to immediately drizzle the cake with chocolate frosting, but keep in mind, we don't do that when the timer goes off after 20 minutes because we need to add the marshmallows first, bake for another 2 minutes, and then when it comes out with the marshmallows on top, then we need to add this chocolate frosting immediately. Okay, our timer is up and we're ready to add the marshmallows. We add a full 10-ounce bag. So Madeline, be careful, this is super hot, so you don't want to touch it. And we're gonna spread them all over.
Our friends, Alex and Michelle, probably they're watching, and they're gonna come over for this cake.
Yeah, we're gonna actually drop it off at Alex and Michelle's house.
You mean all of it?
No, we're gonna give them a piece because it was Alex's birthday. All right, now remember we bake for 2 more minutes. So I'm gonna put this in
well, I
for
want
2 more minutes. Okay, the 2 minutes are up and it's time to drizzle the chocolate. So I'm gonna show you how to drizzle. And so basically you take a spoon and you just kind of do whatever shapes you want
Mom, I said we got the flowers.
all over. You can do whatever shapes you want.
Like a
So here you go.
heart.
Madeline,
Oh,
whatever shapes you want.
Flower? It's
But
hard.
we're gonna put all of the icing onto the cake.
I'm gonna put this everywhere.
How about like a little lovely swirls?
This looks so yummy.
If it's really hard to make.
My spoon!
It's okay, Mom. It's really hard to make details. Like you really like square. It's easy to make a square. It won't look as good as you expect, but you can probably just try to make a swirl. That's gonna be the easy swirl, swirls everywhere. That's really easy.
This looks so yummy.
It does.
Square,
The
square,
instructions recommend letting it cool for 2 hours after you put the frosting on top, just to let it all harden properly.
Come on, but I
Is this
want to
icing?
eat it.
I know, well 2 hours is not very long to wait.
Are you gonna have some cake with this after?
Oh Lord, you know I am.
Then how?
It looks amazing.
On the way we sleep?
No, 2 hours is not very long.
Oh, so you're gonna try this?
We'll be able to eat cake before dinner tonight. Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, baby.
I want 2 pieces. I mean, it's probably like 10.
10 pieces? We
No,
gotta
no.
save some for our friends.
No, I'll just save 2 pieces for my
Thanks for
friend.
watching our Mississippi
Mud cake. I'm glad you watched it because I bet this will be the best family cake because it's really big and it's really sweet, and we're about to try the icing.
And it doesn't have to be perfect.
That's right. It doesn't. How does the icing taste?
Madeline.
It tastes delicious.